Buddy, welcome to the last crowdfunding report on the Indie Comics Report here on Geek Radio America. Let's go out strong. Chuck is with us. He was here from the beginning, and he will be here in the end. What's going on, Chuck? Are you ready to talk about crowdfunding?
Heck yeah, I am.
And how can they follow you, Chuck? Let's get that out of the way so we don't have to worry about saying it at the end in case we run out of time.
Let's definitely do that. So you can follow me, obviously, on Facebook, Chuck Pineau. You can follow me, and also you can follow my publishing company, Bonfire Press, on Facebook, facebook.com/Bonfire Press. You can follow me on Twitter, @ChuckyPin. And, of course, you can always track down my reviews, Chuck's Raw Reviews, on YouTube.
And, of course, you can follow me at MrAnderson.com. I haven't dropped that all show. I want to make sure to get it in the Geek Radio America one last time. So follow me at MrAnderson.com. And we have with us is our other guest ready to introduce herself. As Chuck takes a giant gulp. He's nodding. Wendy, where can they follow you?
Go ahead, baby.
I'm Wyndi Gayle.
And can they follow you anywhere particular? Yes?
Right now, they can find me on Facebook, Wyndi Gayle.
But how do you spell Gayle? It's special. It's a unique way.
I don't have a huge media presence right now because I'm just getting started, but I do have a Twitter account. It's Wyndi, Wyndi, Gayle, Gayle.
All right. All right, so they're going to be part of this today, of course. Before we start the show, we want to
hear all that?
Yeah, we're good. Chuck, can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Chucky? Chuck? I think Chuck no longer hears us. Chuck, can you hear us? Chuck.
Okay.
There, Chuck, are you back?
Yeah, there's a big delay.
There's a big delay.
But you can hear us now?
No, he hears. There's a big delay.
Oh, that's going to be fun to try to do this. We'll give that a second while I talk about Arnold's woes, and that's Martha Schwartz is organizing this fundraiser to help her husband, who is going under, unfortunately, probably the knife. He's got to have some stuff done to help him with his health. And we're worried about him. So please go to the GoFundMe and help Martha and Arnold get through this horrible time. Because in America, if you get sick, of course, it's going to ruin your financial history and future. So please help them out and stop them from losing their home. Just pausing right now on the radio to see if we can't figure out. Can you hear? If you can hear me, we've synced back up. Chuck. So I'm going to count to...
I can hear you.
Are you hearing me at the same time, though? Is what I'm wondering. No, I think there's a delay.
You're really... Yeah, okay.
All right. Chuck, do me a favor. Back out of it and come back in and see if that helps sync us.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll jump out and come back in.
We're going to try to fix this while we're doing that, and I'll bring up our first Kickstarter and see if that helps us. We'll restart. Of course, technical difficulties happen whenever you're doing a live video are possible. They don't always happen, but, you know, this being the last show, why would I expect it to not have that?
Hang hell on your wall.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, we're perfectly synced again, so we're going to start up again. This is going to be Hang Hell on Your Wall. Sorry for those who got some of the early interference that we were having. The internet gods were not liking us too much at that moment, but we're back. We're ready to go. We're going to speed up and start again from the radio program. Everyone else watching, we're still live and still going. As far as I know, we're live. Yeah, we're live. All right, so here we go. Back to it. And we're going to be talking about Hell's Gate as our first Kickstarter. But first, the rules. If your Kickstarter video is full of music, we technically won't play it, but Chuck gets that decision today. If it is copyrighted, though, we will not play it, hands down. So any copyrighted music will never be played in this show. Once it goes entirely to just video, we will be able to play videos, but it's up to our guests. Every week we're going to have a guest, and we're going to go with Gong Show rules. So the minute our guest doesn't like what they're hearing or seeing, they get to make either a gong sound or a gesture to tell us to turn it off. Chuck has a talented gong sound that he'll be playing for us today, and he tells us when to stop the video, and then we ask him why we stopped the video, and if he doesn't stop it, we ask him why. We had a great start with this last week with Luke Stone, so we're going to continue it now, and here we go. Here's Hell's Gate by Gary Scott Beatty, and this is a limited edition number art print, not even a comic book, but an art print, a rarity for us, but it's based on a comic book, and we'll let Gary explain the rest.
Hang hell on your wall. Only 100 of these 18 by 24 inch art prints are available for lucky fantasy art collectors. Hi, I'm Gary Scott Beatty, and I've been offering creepy cosmic horror through my webcomic and 3 successful Kickstarters since 2017. Readers of my Gods of Azern illustrated stories have raved about my dynamic visions of hell, influenced by 15th century painter Hieronymus Bosch and mid-century pulp magazine cover artists. This detailed brand new art is the culmination of a lifetime study of traditional and modern illustration techniques. This special print is limited to 100, and each individual print is numbered. The large size offers me a chance to go into more detail than I ever have, depicting demons, souls, and the stark, lonely landscape of the underworld. You will receive this art print soon after the Kickstarter is successful, because Hell's Gate is now ready to send to my printer. Immediate bonus! All art print backers receive 5 full-color bookmarks just for making this print happen. I understand not everyone has wall space for a large poster. You can still enjoy my art with my writing by backing different levels of this campaign. Or become a zombie in your own original art piece. I have a great time turning zombie fans from their photos, and they have a great time sharing the results online and hanging their illustration. It's a good time for all, and that's why I've returned to Kickstarter. I love the one-on-one with people who are truly interested in my work. People here are like me. We support indie art from creative people. We like different. I've backed many projects here and have discovered many incredible creators. If you're already a friend, thank you so much for helping me continue to produce comics and art. If you're new, thanks for giving Gods of Azern a look. Now's the time to pick a pledge level and back. In glorious service to our Azern overlords, this is Gary Scott Beatty.
All right, Chuck. Run us through it. Why did that survive the Chuck meter? And did Wendy survive? Did she make it to the end, or did she want to pull?
Yeah.
All right. So talk to us.
We both stuck around. So it survived. First off, he was not very animated. So that could have he's not going to be able to change his personality, but he could have been a little more animated. But he had something new and interesting. It's not a print like you see, like what we hate at Comic Cons. This is numbered. It's only, it's limited. So, and the art was really cool. The idea behind it was cool. The fact that he went back to his comic books was really cool. Like he really seemed to be trying to bring on new people and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was well done. So
I'd say despite his personality, unfortunately, it was still interesting.
Yeah.
All right. And see, there you go. And then part of this is to help creators learn as we go this year. So, Gary, you have survived for now the wrath of the Pineau and the Gayle. So let's see who's next up on it. Actually, we're going to have to take a break.
I would say one more thing. I'm not. Okay.
Okay. What? I don't want to miss what's going on. What'd you say, Wendy?
I was just going to say I had a conversation with Greg Horn at MegaCon, and we were talking about the size of prints. He actually had to stop doing his larger prints because he found out that people were having to have them specially framed because you couldn't just go out and buy a frame that size. Yeah. So I don't know about this 18 by 24, but I think that's something that artists need to be aware of when they're choosing the sizes of their prints.
Oh, and we're going to be right back to talk more about that in just a second. You know, I thought the same thing, honestly, because I know about trying to do that stuff, and that definitely was a concern of mine when I saw this, and I meant to reach out to him, and I totally forgot, actually, believe it or not.
I can't remember what size Greg Horn said was, like, the largest size.
The one that we got?
No, like the largest size that you can easily find a frame for, where you could go to, like, a Walmart or whatever and find a frame for it. I can't remember if the 18 by 24 would fit in that category, but I know anything bigger than that is going to be really difficult.
Yours there is 12 by 18, and I don't remember seeing a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, I think he was saying something like 11 by 17 or 14 by 16, or I can't remember.
That's 12 by 18, and that wasn't easy to find, but they did have it. So I didn't see much bigger than that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to start up the next segment, and it looks like I'm up, and if you gong this, you're in trouble because you're part of this.
I'm fired.
You're fired. All right, here we go. And we're back, and we just learned about the framing issue that Gary might be facing. And speaking of an issue to be facing, Chuck's now got to judge a video that he's technically part of, as he's got to watch the Barbara Unleashed limited editions and Written Sins Comics 100s. Although today I did update it. If you notice, there's a new graphic for those who've been watching the program with us. This is something different than it was last week. Last week, I was on the show with Luke, and I got bored. I was bored before he was, and he gonged out at about 90 seconds. I don't like long videos. You know that, Chuck. I hated it. But it was explaining a lot. But we're in the last 9 days. I feel like if I had to explain it, I've already done it. The last-minute shoppers have been around a while. They might have watched that video, or they've read up on things. So this is something new. I do look forward. I don't think Chuck's seen this one. So here we go. I don't curse in the video, so I think it's pretty okay. This is about Barbara Unleashed, and the new title for it, for the record, because I changed it from the Written Sins and all that, because we didn't get picked up as a 100, of course, you know. Boo. The new title we'll have to look at in a minute. I actually took it out of my notes. But we will look at that in a second, but first I want to see Chuck's review on this. See that, Chuck's review? Have you heard of 50 Shades of Grey? Imagine if that book had been written by an adult who knew about the topic of fetishes and actually cared about the fetish community. Well, that is what Barbara Unleashed is, and after a lifetime of hiding who she is, Barbara begins exploring her dark instincts in the New York City fetish underground. We used to be called fetish babies, and that's left us with a lot of interesting reward levels. Many of them were only printed in quantities of 100, which brings us to the Kickstarter for 100. While this is a lot of older materials being offered and new materials being mixed, all proceeds do go to printing the third issue of Barbara Unleashed, which we are very proud of, Mentor Search, and we hope to get that into your hands as soon as possible. There are some other great rewards from the Written Sins Comics Library, and we hope you take the journey with us as we explore what it is to have a fetish and not be a fetish. I survived, Chuck.
Yeah.
And clocked in under 60 seconds.
Yeah, see that, and that's what does it. That's what helps.
You know, and it's hard to, because you want to be the Micro Machine guy to get it fully in and tell everyone everything, but I had to keep reminding myself to pitch like I was at a table. Every time I did the video, and I did 30 of them, because I'm not feeling well. It wasn't easy to do. I'm whining right now, of course, but it's true. It wasn't easy to do, and I kept trying to sell, and I had to remind myself, pitch like you're behind the table. That's what sells the books, and I think I kind of nailed it. You've heard my pitches. What do you guys say? Be honest, hurt my feelings. I don't care. They're in a box under the bed.
You can tell that you weren't 100% there. It's not your. I've heard like some of your best pitches, so it's definitely not gonna rank as your best. But it helped me. I didn't let go of it. It was that someone is just talking. You have a minute. You know what I mean? And you better not be boring. Almost dropped a bomb.
I know.
But
well, what are they going to do?
Really
Chuck, what are they going to do? Cancel us? They're going to take us off the air?
Yeah, right? No, I got myself. I'm proud. So I think you have about a minute, but if you have like one of those fun videos where they have like, you know, they're it's almost like a skit, then you can take me longer and I'll listen. And of course music helps and all that kind of stuff. But if you're just straight talking, yeah, you probably have a minute tops.
I like that I can take you. I'm never going to forget that and always remember that. What do you think, Wendy? Did I nail it?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you started talking in the video, it reminded me of the pitch that you use at the Comic-Cons, and it works. So I think it was a smart idea to use it for the campaign.
Yep. Thank you. And I had to be a little more careful about recording it because my real pitch is, if you have you heard of 50 Shades of Grey? Imagine if that was written by an adult who knew what they were talking about. That's a little slandy-ish, maybe. I don't know. I think it's factual, but I don't know how
you should use it.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, but I was like, could I get sued for this? I'm not having a good week. And then I say it on a live video.
For slander against them, you know how many people would have been sued way before you? Yeah. I think you're fine.
Yeah, and it'd be funny. It'd be like, that would be what makes my book go up. I'm getting sued. And I would take the lawsuit, actually. I might go back and re-record it when I'm feeling better. I've got 9 days. Next week will be a whole different video. I'm just going to keep changing it. That's what's going to happen. All right.
I like that idea.
And I did that for the Advocator, and I really liked it. And I hadn't done it for this one just because life. I'll be honest, life's been a little rough the last couple of weeks with back injuries and all that good stuff. But I've got 9 days, and I'm not on the road. I've been on the road all year, dude. I'm so tired. It's been a long year. Every weekend on the road. It's been 3 hellish weeks. All right, so here we go. This is Oswald Chronicles, covers 1 through 3. The last week, as a heads up, this got gonged very quickly. Let's see how long you survive.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is JD Calderon, and I'm the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles. And today I'm bringing you the first 3 issues of Passing Queens and Making Home. Now, some of you are probably asking, hold on, JD, didn't you already offer these books up? And the answer is yes, but this time we have all new covers by Donny Hadawajaja with awesome colors by Carlos Moreno. But don't worry, the interiors are still by the magnificent Jade Gonzalez. Now about the plot. The Oswald Chronicles is about Oswald, a mouse who lives in the middle of Manhattan and who finds himself trapped between 2 warring tribes, a tribe of orcs and a tribe of kobolds. And he's doing this while he's trying to figure out why he's the only mouse in all of the world with the ability to speak or use magic. What is Oswald? And what is his destiny?
Okay, for me, gone.
Today and find out. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your time. And have a good one, guys. JD out.
I almost wanted to immediately when he started talking, but I was like, no, I'm going to give him a chance.
Yeah. So his voice isn't made from speaking.
Well, no, it wasn't his voice. You know what got me is that I felt like he was just putting words out there that didn't match. It wasn't a real pitch. It was just him trying to explain why he's double dipping on this. And that's... I wish he hadn't done that.
Yeah. I just didn't gong it because honestly I was like, okay, what else you got? What else you got? You know what I mean? Like
you were waiting for something else.
Yeah. I felt like he hadn't actually given me the sales pitch yet, and I'm like, okay, so why am I like, ooh, he's the one mouse on the planet that can talk? Like I'm not in love with it. But you know what else do you got? What do you? So yeah, I got a gong eventually. Shit. Shoot.
Well, there we go. That's it. We're getting canceled. Next week when there's no show, we know why. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks. I hope you're happy.
We didn't make it to 51.
We were going to make it. We were going to be there, but nope. Thanks, Chucks.
Let's gong the guest.
Bleep the guest, more like. I am amazed. To his credit, that is actually the first time he slipped in all the episodes we did throughout the 50 run. And it really was just that he was like, I sat through that and there was nothing. It was absolute horse. And we'll be right back. And now this. You finally cursed. I felt bad because I cursed on the show, and I felt horrible because Chuck never did. Now I feel like it's official.
Well, at least it was only a shit, not something worse.
Right?
Oh, I think Travis was the one who came out with like fuck, and then we had who was it? I forgot. I think it was maybe Josh Stahl could not get it together to not curse. And that was when I recorded it without being live. And I had to go back and take out like 10 curse. And it would be like, like when we take a break, I'd be like, Josh, you're cursing. He's like, what? He didn't even know. It was so bad. All right, here we go back into the radio program. Now that we've edited out Chuck's dirty language from the last segment, we can move on to the Formula number 1, comedy and tragedy. Chuck has still not used his gong, and I've already gonged out. But here it is, Formula 5, or Formula 1, or the Formula is a 5-volume, urban superhero story in the vein of titles like Kick-Ass and Sweet Vicus, etc. There you go, what he said. So let's check this out. Come on, Facebook, do the thing you're supposed to do. I mean, Kickstarter.
1990s Los Angeles, home of the most notorious drug kings and heroes. One night, first responders rushed to a fire downtown, a mission that quickly goes awry, killing the city's greatest firefighter and leaving his wife and sons in the care of his best friend and soon-to-be detective, Mark Bronson. 10 years later, Romeo and J. Jones grow into your average all-American teens. After a crime epidemic and a designer drug craze erupt in Bayview, Romeo and Jay take the law into their own hands as the vigilantes, Thunderstorm and Brigadier. With LAPD homicide detective Mark Bronson and Angel Rivera, the Jones...
I don't get that. I actually like this one. I like his voice. I'll sit through it. What happened?
You guys can keep watching it. For me, I feel like I've heard this story before.
Oh, that is important. Okay, Wendy, let's keep going and see where you gong out.
Keep going. I feel like
brothers must find the formula to the perfect storm and how the elusive crime lord Dexter Dre pulls all the strings, or if there's another enemy waiting in the wings.
The Formula is a 5-chapter police procedural / urban fantasy graphic novel written and illustrated by Frederick, Aaron, and Elijah Johnson, with colors by Hi-Fi's Ross Hughes, Alonzo Espinoza, and letterer Tobin Racicot. The big news is that the entire story, all 234 pages, has been fully illustrated already. Your contributions will be going directly towards the publication of Volume 1, which is 31 pages, and the creation of merchandise for you guys. Plus, backers will get access to behind-the-scenes content and special perks, depending on your tier of choice. We've got really big plans for the story, and the more you pledge, the more immersive an experience we can create and bring the formula to life.
All right, so Wendy made it to the end. I really liked the video.
I had to laugh there at the end because they tried to say that last line together and they really didn't do that.
No.
But
yeah, that was kind of weird. Like, you have the ability to sync it. Like, what happened there?
Yeah.
That one was like, I watched this a couple of times and I'm like, there's no way they don't know that didn't sync. I don't know why they left it. I think the guy editing the video was just like, I'm done. I can't get it to work. You guys didn't, you didn't pace it right.
I tried enough.
This is what it is.
I liked I thought it was a pretty good pitch. It was good enough that I feel like I would be interested in finding out where the story goes. And the art's amazing. I love the artwork.
Art's solid. And actually the video was good.
Yeah.
It really was good. Honestly, it was just that story does not interest me at all. To me, it just sounds like
Kingpin.
Yeah. All of it. Like seriously, like just it. I've already read that story in my mind.
Oh.
And they really went into the firefighter, and it's like, okay, so he died, and then
there's no more firefighters.
There's no more firefighter. It's his kid. So why are we even hearing about the firefighter? Like, did they get special firefighter genes or something? Like, how does he matter? So it, like, I don't know. And then, and now their new stepdad is a detective, and I'm like, actually, that sounds a lot like Spawn to me. So it's just got these pieces of stuff that I feel like I've already
everybody's
seen.
influenced by stuff. So, I mean, you're going to get, familiar things. No. Is Eric watching?
No. Who, Eric who?
My buddy sent me a text, but no, we're just, I know who this is, and so.
The back sword, you mean? The next one on our list?
Yeah.
Is that something you'd rather skip? Is that a bad
thing?
No. Okay.
No, I'm willing to watch it. I'll be honest. To me, so we haven't even watched it yet. We're just looking at the front. To me, I'm already worried because I've read stuff by them. It's very, it's fantasy, but it's like the stuff that I read by them. It was, there was nothing like, as a fantasy reader, I was like, dude, you're just using the same cliches over and over and over again. There was nothing special about it. It was basically a TNA fantasy book. And so I know these guys are, and I'm a little worried that I'm going to see that again. But I'm going to try to go in with as much of an open mind as possible. And yeah.
Let's do it then. Let's see what happens. This is, by the way, Sword of Justice by Silvo Spotty, who is no longer with Evolutionine, by the way. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is John Daniel Taylor IV. I am the owner of Top Secret Press, and I'm here to talk to you about Sword of Justice #1, created, owned, and illustrated by Silvio Spotty. Now, I know some of you know about Silvio, and you've heard stuff in the past. I'm going to make it short and just say this. Silvio lives in Brazil, and all of that is out of his hands. I think he was too trusting and handed out stuff that he shouldn't have. It's how it goes in this business, and I guarantee.
All right, we got a minute. Tell the Geek Radio America audience why a gong there, and I think I know.
Okay, so the thing is, what a lot of people might not know is the behind-the-scenes stuff is Silvio Spotty was actually, those books that I read, they were from Evolution Comics. And there was a big fight, and actually what I don't even know if Rob knows this, I was brought on to edit those books and make them more fantastical. I never got the next book, and I never even was spoken to because they got in a huge fight over what, I don't know, and it was done. But this guy, he's the editor. He's the editor. He's brought that stuff right to the forefront. Like, he's talking about it right away. So we don't even know the story. We don't know anything. He's like, hey, guess what? Drama. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to hear about the book. I don't want to hear about that. Put that in the notes, in the comments, or in the updates or something. I
would put that in the spot where they say, at the very end, what should I be worried about? You can address it there, but in the video, right away, first thing, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this is all to do with the Marcel Dupree thing, which you guys will hear about in my closing comments during this radio broadcast, as I did bring it up on the show today. We're not going to go heavy into it now because we only got 30 seconds. Chuck, tell them goodbye, because this is our goodbye to the Geek Radio audience. Geek Radio audience.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for being part of this, Chuck and Wendy. And Chuck, for all you've done with the show over these fast 50 episodes, I personally thank you. To continue hearing about the Kickstarter. So we're not done. We're just getting started. We're going to continue to do this on IndieAdvocates.com. It might be over for us doing it on Geek Radio America, but it's not over for us at all. We're just beginning to advocate for comics. So join us on IndieAdvocates.com. All right, continue to go with what you're saying.
I'm allowed to swear?
Yeah, that's it. Geek Radio America is done.
Fuck, that was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen on any fucking Kickstarter video ever. That was fucking ridiculous. He's the editor, and he walks out and he goes, so there was a lot of problems. Like, dude, are you serious? That's the first shit you're going to address?
Like, I don't want to hear about the book now.
No, seriously, Silvio is a badass artist. I'll give him that. His work is fucking great. So why are we not focusing on that right away? Oh my gosh, my brain is just blowing up here. This is just totally unprofessional, irresponsible, ridiculous. If I was Silvio, I would fire his fucking ass and I can't believe he let that video go. That's just ridiculous.
He probably didn't even see it.
I'm sure he saw it, but does he speak English? Does he know?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was rough. I gotta admit. I mean, I never even watched the video because literally when we had it on last week, it got gonged in 2 seconds. Luke was like, "Nope, I'm done."
Holy shit, he's rough.
I was like, "Luke, you gotta come on more often." Wow, you're amazing. It was like 2 seconds in. He was like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope. Don't like the setup. I mean, what is that?" I think he said something about it looks like he's going on a safari. I'm like, don't be rude. I didn't even know because I never watched it. That the guy did that. You don't start your video with a controversy without talking about the controversy. Because now you make it seem like you're trying to do a cover-up apology video, and it's rough. They really need to focus on the comic.
It's like trying to get people interested in buying your book and starting out by telling them that, oh, it took this long for me to get it done because, one of my family members got sick and they were in the hospital and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't want to hear all that.
Before we move on, how far into that video were we?
I think we were 37 seconds.
So he spent 37 seconds and we never got past the drama.
Nope.
Yeah, he wasn't done.
And he wasn't done talking about it. That's ridiculous. And that was about a third. So he spent more than a third talking about that crap. Oh.
Yeah.
Fire him, Silvio.
Yeah, it was rough.
Well done. So let's say despite
I'm listening. Trying to take your curse out.
It was still interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, let's.
All right, and see.
Here's your curse.
Part of this is to help creators learn as we go this year. So, Gary, you have survived for now.
Here you go.
The wrath of the Pineau and the Gayle. So
I'm
let's
trying to
see
find
what's
your curse.
next up on it. Actually, we're gonna have to take a break.
I would say one more thing.
Oh, I have to cut out the Wendy part. Your curse is in the next segment because I cut off Wendy by accident. And I didn't want it to come off rude on the radio. All right, I'll do that. I was trying to get the curse. I guess it's in the next segment. I just wanted to make fun. Now we can actually curse so we can play it again in slow motion. Like, it's over. I can finally fucking curse.
Oh, dude. That is a curse, not being able to.
Yes. Oh, so many times while saying something online, like Marcel Dupree's a fucking asshole. He is, and he's robbing from fucking creators. And I can't fucking say that, but it's the goddamn truth. Because you can't, there's nothing like a curse. He is fucking people. There's no other way. And we're not getting paid to be fucked. We're paying to get fucked.
Yeah. I read that Bleeding Cool article yesterday. Ridiculous.
Was that a new one?
No, it's the old one.
You posted, you said that it was an older one, but I had never read it before. Of course, I'd heard about all of it. I just had never actually read anything about it, so I read it.
And it only got worse in the last year.
Yep,
it
yeah.
only got worse. All right, so let's move on. Let's fuck Marcel Dupree and let's move on to...
Not worth our energy.
Speaking of fucking, this looks like okay. let's just do it. Totally Rad Comics presents #1. Put the kids to bed. This one's gonna be something.
I'm done.
This is like how did it take us to get there? That was like 7 or 8 seconds, and it's like,
we're having to read a video.
Well, and it's not even just that. It's just like, it's like watching a really bad movie where the first 10 minutes is just like credits.
Yeah.
And you're like, just get to the fucking movie already. Like, holy crap.
yeah, and it's what was that whole beginning? Why was there that whole beginning? Like, what was that? Like, were you trying to make it look like when you were in the 80s trying to look at the porn through the squiggly lines? Because that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Here's the honest truth. I actually met the creator of Totally Rad Comics. His name is Jim Noble. He's actually a really cool dude. He is a professional comic book grader. He graded my comic book. So he knows this stuff. He's really good dude. I appreciated him so much. Now, his book, it's very, it's very much the sexy girls. Not necessarily my thing. I want, I want as much story as I can. All I read was he had a little.
Is that some of the art from it?
Yeah. Oh, the art's gorgeous. The art's absolutely gorgeous. He has so many amazing people working with him and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
They really do bring it. It's full on sexy. So unless you like that, and I mean those sexy books do great. So it's terrific. But it just, to me, the video took too long to get to the point.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know you're trying to have fun, but it shouldn't take that long to just get us in there. And it felt like you were squeezing it so that you wouldn't finish. Well, just come out and give us what you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Is this a book or is this a sketchbook? I never understand that about this.
It's a book, so it's Totally Rad Comics Presents. So I think it's actually a book of short stories, short sexy stories, with his sexy characters. And I mean, it's what they do, and they do very well. Like, I think this funded in like hours. Like he does really well. Yeah,
$3,000 goal or something like that.
No, $1,000 goal, and he was at 3,500 within hours.
Yeah,
4,000 now. 62 backers though. For that kind of money, that's not a lot of backers. So
no, but he's able to put the quality in there.
29 days to go.
Yeah, he has
time.
So if you look, he numbers sort of letters his variant covers. You would hate this.
Yeah.
His variant covers are from variant cover A, B, all the way up to T.
Jeez.
So he has about 20 variant covers for that book.
I mean, if you can get a printer to do it, yeah.
People are buying them. So, I mean...
Sex sells.
Yeah, he's doing something right. I'm not complaining about that. I just, honestly, that video just took too long to get into anything.
You know what bothers me? Like, not any of this, but that picture that's on the screen right now. That looks like you're trying to make the character a child, but sexualizing it to me. I don't know.
So,
that freaks me out. I don't like those when they try, because they make it look very kid-like and sexual at the same time.
It's a type of anime.
Yeah, that's Steph Wilson. Her stuff, like, I mean, if you love her stuff, you love her stuff. To me, it's kind of the same thing. You're just always adding new things, but the characters, like, they always have the big eyes that look like it always looks the same. It's just she adds in new stuff. Yeah,
Greg Land was like that.
But she has her style, and people
similar.
Yeah, she has her style, and people love it. So I have nothing bad to say about the book or about Jim or about anyone attached to it. They know what they love, and they sell to people who also love that, and it's working great. I just felt like the video took too long to get into it.
That's fair. I mean, like you said, I have no problem with sexuality. I have no problem with them trying to make a sexy book. Obviously, it's on our program. That one particular art style, it kind of freaks me out because it looks like it's, I guess it's an anime thing, and there's a lot with anime that's creepy to me. So that's probably just what it is. And this is coming from the guy who named his book Fetish Babies. So if I have a problem with it, you really should stop. You should stop and think about what you're doing in life, Steph. Just maybe the nipples a little less weird. I'm just, I don't know. Nipples aren't like a knob on an old radio. Just saying.
That's why I'm not picking up any stations.
Well.
Kawano Guy, number 2. This is by our good friend Mark Durden.
The name just turns me on.
Go for it, Mark.
Hey, this is Mark Darden here. And finally, I'm back with the new Guano Guy project. It's the second issue. There's actually 6 issues, but this is number 2 because we've done a 0 and a 1/2 and a 1.5 and a 2.5. Just crazy numbering. But Guano Guy issue 2, finally done. There's 40 pages, full color, 4 different artists. I got my man Alexander Unlin. He's back. He did 20 pages. I got several new artists that came in. They did several short stories apiece that are awesome, fantastic, different styles. We've got the new book, all the old books. If you're new to Guano Guy, I got one pledge level where we've got the new book plus all the PDFs. That's really going to be a killer for you.
Why you feel that way?
Who is he? I don't know anything about Guano Guy.
Yeah, it's too much information that's not really needed.
He jumped in and he's just talking about art and all that kind of stuff. He's basically selling to the people who have already bought from him before. Those aren't the people you want to get with the video. The people you want to get with the video are the people like me who know nothing about Guano Guy.
And that's an interesting point. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a very good creator. But that's why we're doing this right now, guys. Because look at that knowledge that Chuck's dropping on you. Because Chuck doesn't know Mark like I do. I might not have thought about that because I do know about Guano Guy. So I don't see it the way Chuck does. So that's an important measure. What are you telling the new audience? Because if you really have an audience that's coming over, are they really watching your video? Is your regular audience really going to watch your video other than just to be supportive?
Yeah, I think like your regular audience, they're going to watch the video just to see what you did. They like you already, and they're like, I'll spend a minute watching what they're doing.
But you already got them as a backer.
Yeah.
So the video doesn't be tailored to them, and needs to be tailored to the people that don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it needs to be tailored to people like us who have no idea. And we're 42 seconds in. We're more than halfway through. I have no idea what Guano Guy is. Yeah. I know nothing about it. There's been multiple artists and multiple issues. And I know that they had a 0, a 0.5, a 1, a 1.5, a 2, a 2.5. I'm like, ew. And that didn't excite me either. No. If that's how they do it, that's cool. But I mean,
they didn't even mention them in order.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what's funny? I've seen him pitch his books. He's so much better with his pitch. He should have, and I think a lot of creators do that. They come on to explain why they're on Kickstarter instead of doing a pitch. This video, realistically, guys, is your pitch. Pretend they just walked up to your table and go. And that's literally what I told myself today when I filmed the video when I didn't feel good. And I was able to nail the pitch. It wasn't my best pitch, like Chuck said, but it was a solid pitch. And that's what you got to be able to do. And I agree with you. He didn't do that. He didn't pitch.
I'll tell you, I lasted 42 seconds because of his personality. He seems like a nice dude, a cool dude. He can probably do a great pitch. I just didn't see it.
And that's fair, and I really appreciate that.
I didn't think I was going that long.
Yeah.
Like going into it,
but it just kept going.
The art was good, and I wanted to know what it was about. But we never got there.
It took too long to get there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. Mark, I still love you. This is by Christy Shin. Our last
like a great guy.
Blame it on your co-hosts. They're dicks.
But I mean, solid points, Mark. Solid points. They said. Maybe think about it and come back to us with a stronger pitch for next week. It's always okay to update your video, guys. You're not married to it. Actually. Do not die with that one video because you're afraid to change it. I changed my entire title today. Why? Because people who saw the other title who might not have jumped on now have a new title that they can jump on. By the way, for the record, check this out. You want to know what my new title is? Chuck?
Yeah. What's that?
The Adult Tales You Grew Up to Read. Barbara Unleashed 100s.
Oh, okay.
And I had such trouble naming it. That was so much better.
Yeah, and the adult thing gets you right away. You know what you're looking at. You either want it or not. So yeah, I like that.
Yep. All right, so this is by Christy Shin, great creator, part of Melancholy Rising's book that we always talk about every week, Kickstarter for the Independent Creator. I think you'll like this one, Chuck. I'll be surprised if we get a gong. I think we've gotten the last gong out of you. Let's see if Christy can survive the Chuck gong. Because you've gonged them all for a while now. You went from nothing to all of them. Big pressure on this. Here we go.
Hello, it's me again, Christy Shin. If you weren't fortunate enough to participate in the last Kickstarter that I did of Demon Bitch, the Freedom Tour, well, I've certainly got a shitstorm for you folks now. Welcome to Off the Wagon, the Panhandling Tour. Yes, you can cry now. I know I certainly am. If you are a virgin to the cause, in short, Demon Bitch is a low-level demon from the 13th pit of hell where people throw their dog shit and gum wrappers. She wants to bring the second coming of Armageddon because she doesn't realize that the first one never happened. She is not smart. Anyway, remember that book by Laura Esquivel called Like Water for Chocolate? Well, it's kind of like that, except the recipes are shit and the stories are pointless and sad. Some of you might remember this asshole from my last Kickstarter, my good friend Tony Tilton. Tony has formulated some fantastically horrible drinks inspired by the one and only Demon Bitch. You may have seen our marathon drinking binge with Raw Dog of Real Deal. That was terrible too. Anyway, Like Water for Chocolate is a great book. However, this book will be a piece of shit. The newest book is entitled Demon Bitch, Alcoholics and Anonymouses, Used in Virgin. Perfect, since after my battle with a Casey Anthony pancreatic mass, I really can't drink anymore. No cancer, folks. The bitch didn't kill me if you haven't guessed. What will be included in this book is about 90 pages of bullshit. This consists of terrible boozy recipes that are meticulously handcrafted by Tony Tilton himself, horrible fucking comics of none other than Demon Bitch and her asshole friends doing stupid, mean, pointless things, shitty sketches, and lastly, more stupid fucking fan art, which has gotten more rancid ever since I've started this piece of shit. If that's even possible. And speaking of fan art, included in the rewards for this Kickstarter are prints of renderings of Demon Bitch by none other than Mary Zorlita Bellamy and Lawrence Raw Dog Hubbard. Oh, and so you've probably been wondering, who the hell am I? Well, I'm the creator of such titles as Sepulchre and Personal Monsters. See, I can really draw. A 2018 Ringo Award winner from Mind Anthology from Planned Parenthood, and I also do a weekly Tuesday webtoon of Demon Bitch inspired by how fucked up people are to each other. I also am a resident artist at the Hive Gallery and Studios, curated 2 shows there, I Pitied a Poe in 2018, and Faster Pussycat Kill Bill in 2019. So, yeah, I've done a lot of artistic shit. If I make goal, expect 2 more pins as stretch goals, because who doesn't love vile and disgusting art cast in metal? Oh yeah, also my friend Yoon Suk also created a sticker as part of the rewards. She does a fucking kick-ass zine series called Angry, and she's fucking rad as hell. If there's any monies left over, as long as Demon Bitch doesn't go on a 3-day cocaine and Jack Daniels bender, it will go to more product R&D, production of more supplies, prints, and more books to restock for all the events I will be attending this year. So alright, hoes and gents, as H.B. McElwee said, come and get on the wagon and not off it, as we need your loves and doves. Thanks for your support and enjoy the ride off the wagon.
I like her.
Oh yeah, so I know her.
Yeah, I know you actually got to talk with her.
Yeah, I've been on her show.
Yeah.
I love Christy, and I'm actually doing a Chuck's Raw review for this book right now. I have it up on my computer ready to read. So for the video, just every time I thought I'd be like, you're getting off topic or whatever, she'd say something fucked up and I'd be right back on again. And so, yeah, she kept me the whole time. That was a longer video, but she was fun. She was so self-deprecating. She, you know
what the book's about.
Yeah. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Christy made it past the gauntlet.
All right. I do have to pick up Jax in a few minutes, so we're gonna have to wrap the show up. But just as we're doing this video for the viewing audience, Marcel Dupree's cousin is trying to defend her, comparing an artist to a mechanic and an artist to a fast food restaurant. So
who's his cousin?
I'll give you the link. Actually, I'll tag you right now just so you can see this shit. And she said that I'm spreading bullshit. So, you know, she gonna learn about talking about the devil in a bad way. And I just tagged you in it, so you'll be able to see some of this bullshit. She's basically trying to act like Marcel's a victim and he just wants quality standards and is making an excuse for everything. And basically telling Danny he didn't like your work, so he doesn't have to do it.
So that's his cousin. We were wondering who that was. Okay.
Yeah, and saying I'm talking some bullshit. So, you know, she's gonna learn you don't invoke the devil's name. Because while we're recording, 4 people messaged me, Rob, look what's happening. Look what she said about you. And I have the Rob is talking bullshit. actually like highlighted by someone, and you know, in their mind they're like, "Go get him!" Like this is gonna be fun. This is
general practice in the comic industry. Even if your cover isn't used, if you're commissioned to do one, you still should get paid for it.
Oh, she's throwing Dog Days under the bus too, saying that Dog Days is basically low quality and that's what's delaying it.
No, I'm the editor of that. That's fucking bullshit.
Well, to art quality.
It is not low quality.
No, it's the art quality.
That is one of the...
Here, I'll quote it.
No.
Here, let me quote it. I'm going to do it. They're all fields of pleasing a someone. That's just a typo. No big deal. Someone isn't pleased, then it's voided. That's not true. You go to Burger King, order a burger, you don't get your money back. You still eat the burger, you throw it away. No one gives you back on your taste. That does not happen in real life. That is based on certain things, not art. You commission an artist, it's a contract, you get what you pay for. And you only get so many revisions, actually, in most artist contracts, just for the record, kids. She goes on to know, I know he has learned since then he is very vocal when he doesn't like something and will hold up a project until something he doesn't like is changed, and she references Dog Days. Which is bullshit because Danny's contract was after Dog Days. So he did that to Danny after Dog Days. So there's a whole bunch of bullshit lies going on right now. And we're going to get to the bottom of it because you don't do it. And she's trying to make Danny feel bad like your work wasn't good enough. Kind of fucking bullshit is that?
No, yeah. If it's not, it doesn't matter.
You still did the
work. You know
work.
what I mean? Like they did the work.
Yep, you hire a person, you pay a person. And someone pointed out the contract thing doesn't want to talk about it. And trying to throw people under the bus. And Danny even says, he disappeared. He ghosted me. And then she's like, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying your feelings are wrong. I'm not saying your feelings are wrong to get it right. I'm not even sure the way you were going about it is wrong if he ghosted you. I'm just here to point out the whole story and to get people to get at people spreading bullshit. You're not spreading bullshit. Lewis and Rob are spreading bullshit. So that's where I got highlighted. You had a bad experience, which isn't cool. I hope you and him can resolve it in a good manner. Bullshit. He has broken a contract. There is no resolving it. Stop defending someone.
How can you resolve it if you can't even get in touch with them?
Well, he's off Kickstarter or something else, and it's all bullshit. So, you know, I said I spread truth, you spread BS about fast food challenges. So we're gonna.
It's funny because one of the successes of what Marcel has done, and you know, I think we need to be willing to say that there have been successes. His work with Greg Alisi has been amazing. The Gentleman has been really good and has come out. I think it's the other one was Mayari. Like he's had some stuff that has come out from Greg and done really well and came out when it was supposed to and went out to everyone, and those were successes. And so you would almost expect someone like Greg to be like, hey, man, I got his back because he's taking care of me. But even Greg on that post said, hey, man, no, if they did the art for you, then you got to pay them. And that's just the fact. And I respect Greg for that because, yeah, we can't let people not get paid just because you didn't love what you got. It just means, hey, you didn't like it, don't work with them again.
Yep. I mean, this is some next level bullshit, guys. Very, very upsetting to see more lies. Travis says that's why I can't call Chuck. Apparently, he's trying to call you.
He called me, and we ended up having to stop it.
Yeah. He said to tag him in this post. So I'll tag him, and we'll get Travis's opinion on this, too, since that's why I got quiet suddenly, because I suddenly saw my phone was, like, really going off, and normally during these shows I don't get as much.
Yeah. All right, well, are you going to pick up Jax?
Yeah, but we're going to wrap up the show, but at this point I just want to thank you for coming on. If you want to come on for a Marcel Dupree special, I feel one coming. I think that they want me to talk about it. So we'll make a special show, maybe Friday, where we'll open up plenty of time for Marcel to show up if he's not still in hiding, where he can come correct me about how wrong I am and tell me how he didn't spend Dog's Day money other places. and why there were all these Kickstarters, and how come when he refunded books, refunded money for a Kickstarter, people said they never got a refund. Maybe we could talk about that stuff, and maybe Marcel can try to play a hero. I don't know. We'll give him the opportunity to hang himself. I mean, to clear his name.
Yeah, as someone who was supposed to work for him, I have stuff to say too. So yeah.
Yep, that's why I want you to be part of the video, because we're gonna stop playing victim roles here.
Yeah. All right, I got a bolt, dude. You take care.
All right, later, dude. Oh, sorry, guys. We had a moment where, for some reason, the volume wasn't going, but I think we're good now. Real quick to wrap up the show. $1 can make dreams come true, show support, attract attention, fund projects, support creators, and create new worlds. Get yourself a copy of Kickstarter for the Independent Creator. Second edition, A Practical and Informative Guide to Crowdfunding. Coming soon to Kickstarter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Guano Guy is officially live now, as is Niobe. Apparently, I need to update this. The Unusuals is coming to us in February. We will soon see Frank Martin's short story collection, and we will have a Madeline Holly Rising's amazing work coming with a coloring book from Boston Metaphysical Society. And Preview Magazines this month has Frank Gogol. And that is order January code 201975 for Dead End Kids. Thank you for being part of the show. Welcome back. The Indie Crowdfunding Report. It was part of the ICR and will still be in a small way part of the ICR. Thank you for being part of the first recording and filming of this. We'll have more on the Breaking Marcel Dupree stuff in the next couple of days. So stay tuned.